Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on X. What a day yesterday.
Whoa.
So we were all ready to film. Whoop, 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 whoop. We were all ready to film and just stories kept coming out. So I look at Stephanie and I go, we need a day to process these things so we just don't come out and start spewing things that A, may not be true, or B, we might be reporting on a fluid story that might change tomorrow. Now, when I say fluid story, I'm obviously talking about Bali.
Yes.
This is a huge deal and is breaking the internet over at the UK right now. This is a huge deal because Harry did start this in honor of the late Princess Diana. And this was like his baby. This was like a thing he wanted to be known for. This is when he could go off with Nacho and they could, do polo tournaments and stuff. So this is a huge deal. But before we get to that, we have to clear up some nonsense that happened yesterday.
We're not clearing it up.
Yeah.
It already happened. It's done.
It all started yesterday morning when Meghan Markle dropped the trailer of her podcast. Now, Stephanie and I were still on the fence if she was going to make this a visual podcast, like Joe Rogan, Tim Dillon, all the big podcasters, Andrew Schultz, even what's the Call Her Daddy one, and everything is visual.
BFF with Dave Portnoy, which he's not doing anymore.
Yeah, but even that was
visual.
I think it is better because it makes the person look more authentic. It looks like they're actually having a conversation. What I think is the reason Meghan is only doing an audio version of this podcast is because I don't think she's very good at interviewing people, like for a straight hour or a straight half hour.
The mask will slip.
Or she just gets stumbled. I just don't think she can sit down, and this is my opinion, I don't think she can sit down and have a conversation with somebody for a half an hour, 45 minutes. I just don't think it's possible. And I think there's going to be a lot of mistakes. And whoever's producing it is going to have to do a lot of editing. I think it's already filmed. I'm pretty sure it's already filmed.
She seems like she has the attention span of a gnat.
Yeah, but I just don't see it being authentic. So we see this on her Instagram story yesterday. Here's the video. And I'm assuming that she's using the studio that Spotify built her at her house that she never used.
Yeah, because she doesn't like to work.
Because this studio looks really raggedy and put together last minute. Like it's been in storage or something. Just let us know what you think.
The door's been locked.
Yeah. So here she is walking into the studio, I guess. I mean, it's just so basic. Again, the headphones are so outdated. Nobody wears headphones anymore.
Well, so that's up to you.
This was very 10 years. This is very 10 years ago.
Some people like it.
I guess so, but she goes for the mic instantly and look at what happens.
Like everything in her life just plummets
down. It's like a foreshadow to what's going to happen.
Is she like rich? I mean, she can't afford like good equipment. I'm confused.
It just looked like her assistant set up the audio or GarageBand. She's probably using GarageBand.
Yeah. All my Housewives fans, that looks exactly like Ramona Singer's Lower Level. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay. We get this little doozy where we get to hear unfiltered stories behind the success of notable female founder. The show launches April 8th. I guess that's around the same time that Harry has to go back to the UK for his court case.
Oh, how convenient.
So that kind of makes sense. But you guys, the reason Spotify didn't do well is because Meghan is so boring to listen to. Here's the trailer for anybody that just wants to hear it that didn't hear it. Listen, we are obviously going to give you guys the cliff notes of this because we're gluttons of this awful podcast when it comes out. I'm sure there will be memorable clips like the Korean spa thing. We're positive, okay? But all I ask is that you listen to the trailer just so you know what we're going to have to go through in April, okay?
Oh,
just be here with us for this 1 minute, and then we promise you'll never have to hear her voice again.
I'm Meghan, and this is Confessions of a Female Founder, a show where I chat with female entrepreneurs and friends about the sleepless nights, the lessons learned, and the laser focus that got them to where they are today. Diving into the highs.
It just started climbing and climbing and climbing. And there was 5,000, 10,000 people on our website. And I called Roger, I said, what's going on?
And the lows.
I'm sitting there the next day. I've pissed off everybody. I'm broke. And no one's calling me.
Oh, no.
See how insincere that is?
She's just very inauthentic.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
I mean, could you imagine Stephanie and I having like Link Lauren on our show or other people that we've had in the past, like Dave Foley going, oh no.
Oh, no, Dave.
God,
No.
Well, actually, that'd be funny, but
Yeah, we wouldn't downplay anything,
Yes.
especially their woe stories.
oh no.
Oh, no.
And the kind of advice that turns small ideas into billion-dollar businesses.
I knew in that moment I'd rather stand for something
That's that Lima chick.
I could tell.
than sell a whole ton of product and stand for nothing.
You have to detach from the outcome. You have.
It helps when you marry a rich dude.
Yeah, it's
And you
very
go
helpful.
on Big Brother. It helps.
It helps.
It's a little bit like the way we talk to our children. It's, did you try your best?
And of course, we're gonna get some girl talk. Are you saying you're not single now? Have I missed something in the past couple weeks? What's happening?
Can we stay focused, please?
That's the girl talk. That's it. I mean, is that the girl talk? But again, we told you guys when we saw the With Love Meghan trailer, this is the best parts of the show. That's what the trailer does.
This
It's
is the
supposed to
best shit
suck
to
you in. So again, I know I keep saying this. This is the best Meghan can do. This is
is
her
it.
at her very best.
Do you notice like the cadence in her voice keeps changing? Like, oh, you're not single anymore?
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that, dude.
You know what it is? Did anybody watch that Hillary Clinton, Chelsea Clinton show Gutsy?
I just believe in second chances.
I really admire her determination to get her law degree so that she can do more to help people who are unfairly treated in the criminal justice system. I had to learn how to tango with Goldie Hawn, Kate Hudson, and my daughter.
It only lasted 2 episodes.
Didn't even know it was on.
The reason it only lasted 2 episodes is because they kept getting so much crap because people were everyone was making fun of this show because Hillary Clinton was trying to be relatable.
Well, she had the Kardashians on too, and she got major backlash for that one.
Oh my gosh, but then she was pretending that she knew rap lyrics and stuff. I mean, it was so cringe. This is what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Guys,
Like an out of touch woman who doesn't understand anything, just having conversations for half an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear that. That's
go on
boring.
YouTube and just type in Hillary Clinton Gutsy cringe compilation, and you guys will laugh your freaking bums off. It's hilarious. So Meghan puts that out. So I'm like, okay, I guess we're going to have to cover this dumb podcast. And then she decides to put more stuff on her Shop My page.
And have no clue what Shop My is.
Yes.
No clue.
She's pushing makeup and beauty products, some under $9. But the problem is, and I want to thank our friends on Twitter for telling us this because I didn't get a chance to go through it, is a lot of the products are not cruelty free.
Uh-oh.
So it looks like she's just pushing anything she can, but I can't imagine what commission is like for something for $9. I mean, I don't care. Listen. The brands can lie all they want and say things are selling out. They can say we're selling a lot more than we used to, volume's going up. But in reality, is that enough to sustain Meghan working off commission? I don't think so.
She wouldn't be doing all this.
Yeah.
She's a mother of 2. She has a husband.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be having a podcast, Netflix show, having to write stuff. You know, she's terrified of going broke.
Oh, totally.
Like really scared.
I know. It's got to be scary.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, all right. So Stephanie, we're going to cover the podcast today. We're going to cover this makeup line. We're going to list all the products she used that are not cruelty free. Well, I didn't get a chance to do that because other stuff happened yesterday. So I'm going to actually make a list of the makeup that she has on there that's not cruelty free and post it on the community board and our X page so you guys know.
Not that any of you would be dumb
buy it.
enough to go onto her page and buy any of her crap. We're
Yeah.
just saying
pass it around.
Pass it around.
Yeah. All right. So then as I go to get the show ready, I see Gwyneth Paltrow. And it's interesting that this happens because 2 days ago, my sister comes to me.
I called it.
She called it, and you kind of called it during one of our shows too.
It was the Sunday Live.
Yeah.
I mentioned to Nancy, I said, could you imagine those two doing a collab together? Then
You
Nancy
mentioned Courtney.
I did, you're right.
Poosh. You mentioned Poosh.
Right, but it was in the context of talking about Meghan Markle.
Yes.
So then we take the dogs for you know what? I turn the corner, I have a light bulb, and I said, Nancy, they're gonna do something like Poosh.
Gwyneth Paltrow reveals how she really felt after Kourtney Kardashian's wellness platform Poosh was compared to Goop. The Oscar winner opens up in an interview with People magazine, telling the outlet that when some hated on Kourtney's business endeavor after its launch in 2019, she was fuming. Gwyneth says, I was so upset when Poosh was launched and people were like, this is a ripoff of Goop. I was like, this is so awful and trying to pit us against one another, which is so crazy. She adds, the world is better and stronger when women are in cahoots with one another. I feel like the patriarchy does this thing to us where they make us feel scarcity and that there's not enough room for all of us to do our thing, and it's so detrimental. Gwyneth's clearly a girl's girl through and through. Of course, this isn't the first time the Iron Man actress has expressed her support for Kourtney. When a fan previously asked Gwyneth if she was upset the Kardashian star, quote, copied Goop, she didn't mince words, saying in a May 2022 Instagram story, the idea that women need to be in competition is legacy patriarchy bullshit. There's room for every woman to fulfill her dreams. I used to fall prey to this kind of thinking years ago, so I understand where it comes from. Now I get so happy when I see new wellness businesses. There is a place for all of us. She then added, Kourtney Kardashian is a really good person. A month later, Gwyneth and the reality TV star joined forces and created a cheeky candle together that was a spin-off of Goop's infamous This Smells Like My Vagina candle.
Gwyneth Paltrow has a similar healthy lifestyle, and we are both in the wellness space. And so I'm thinking about doing this collaboration between Poosh and Goop, which is Gwyneth Paltrow's health and wellness brand.
Kourt and Gwyn released This Smells Like My Pooshy in June 2022.
Yeah.
Gwyneth's going to cave, and she's going to have Meghan either on her channel or Instagram or some kind of Goop thing. Nancy goes, that will never happen.
And then Stephanie goes, look, she did the same thing to Kourtney, and we showed you guys a picture. And everybody thought that they were beefing. Remember? Like, everybody thought that Kourtney and Gwyneth Paltrow hated each other, but then Gwyneth tried to look like, oh no, I'm friends with everybody. I'm glad she copied me. I mean, Kourtney literally with Poosh copied everything down to freaking the candles.
Yeah.
And Gwyneth rolls up and says, I'll be on Keeping Up with the Kardashians and I'll push your candles. And it was pretty stunning. It was a good episode. How it all happened yesterday was Gwyneth on her Instagram stories, because now I follow Gwyneth Paltrow. I unfollowed her after this, but
I blocked her.
Yeah. She was answering questions. You can like say, ask me any questions, and then people will ask them questions and then she'll just randomly answer. Now she was doing this at now I want you to look at the time, 2 hours. Okay. So she was doing all this at once because Gwyneth's not going to sit there for 5 hours and answer questions. She's going to do it all in like a half-hour block. Here she is answering more questions. What's the best piece of advice for female founder? Blah, blah, blah. And then we get this, but I want you to look up 1 hour. Are you comprehending the Meghan Markle beef that social media says you two have? Now, do I think that an actual fan wrote that? Or do I think that whoever her assistant is or her PR person, they took the time, they had an hour to think of this great thing to post this. Now, this is our opinion. This is allegedly.
You really think Meghan Markle's just there?
Okay. They had an hour to get Meghan to Gwyneth's kitchen because, again, look at the time difference. She was answering questions, and then all of a sudden, an hour later, she decides to sit in the exact same spot and answer more questions. That doesn't happen when you do Q&As on Insta stories with celebrities. It doesn't happen. And then this was the last one she answered. Oh, that's a coincidence.
Wow,
too.
what a coincidence.
Yeah. So here's the video if you guys missed it.
It's so cringy. It made me nauseous.
It made my stomach churn.
Yeah, so just watch it if you haven't seen it.
I genuinely do not understand this at all whatsoever. Do you understand this?
Yeah, it's like the cringiest video ever.
It makes me sick to my stomach, them mocking everyone. It's gross.
It's really gross. Very on brand with Gwyneth. Very on brand with Gwyneth not allowing Meghan to speak. Very on brand.
But also, it's so frustrating because in the Vanity Fair article, Gwyneth went to the trouble of saying, I don't know her. I've met her a few times, but I don't know her. And then she makes
the pie thing.
She makes a complete joke out of Harry suing people over the security clearance and all that stuff and wanting more security. She goes, oh, well, you know, if I could get through security, maybe I'll bring her a pie.
Yeah.
That's mocking Harry.
Yes.
That's mocking you, Meghan.
Yes.
So it's because, listen, if you say it, forget it. But if you write it, you got to regret it.
Gwyneth literally said she did not know Meghan at all. Gwyneth is obviously known for doing this. I am not taking back the fact that I thought Gwyneth was shading her. I am not taking back how Tracy Anderson was shading her. I do believe in my heart that that's what Gwyneth was doing, but I think it got so out of hand that she didn't want to look like a bully because Gwyneth has a history of being hated by Black women. Meghan can be scary. Meghan can be very scary because Meghan went on Oprah and she accused the monarchy of being racist. So Gwyneth doesn't want any of that in her lane. Gwyneth is freaked out. Now, Gwyneth probably wouldn't care, but unfortunately, Gwyneth has a history of being hated by Black women.
Gwyneth, I don't know what you are trying to do here, but we as a people are not going to buy Goop if that's what you think you're doing. We do not want your pussycat candles, okay? And you're still not invited to the cookout.
I want to say it was 2012. Kanye and Jay-Z were touring. So yeah, it was like 2012. And Gwyneth writes the dumbest thing in the history of the world.
Was it Watch the Throne tour?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a song that Kanye sings that has a no-no word in it. But Gwyneth, okay, I'm not going to even say it. I'm just going to play the video and then you guys can see it because I can't explain it as well as this woman can.
POV, it's 2012. Jay-Z and Kanye West are touring for Watch the Throne, and this show is in Paris. I'm sure you guys all know their biggest hit together, and this is what Gwyneth tweeted. Like, I know it's the name of the song, but technically she's implying that there's N-words in Paris that she's with.
So it was kind of like not a big deal because it was still 2012, okay? So it was kind of off people's radar. How it exploded was 2021, 2022, when the pandemic is at, you know, the height and people are home a lot and people discovered it. So Twitter went crazy on Gwyneth. I'm telling you guys, it was reposted so many times. And just look at the comments that mostly Black women were telling Gwyneth. Like, people were upset. This one's my favorite right here.
Rightly so.
Yeah. What in the Beyonce's internet is this?
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Gwyneth, please don't get comfortable saying that word. It ain't cool. You don't want Apple and Moses using it to love Alexis. Excuse my pardon, begging you what? I mean, people were, and look at, this is still 2025. People are still discovering that she wrote that. They can't believe she wrote it. The entitlement. You just don't write that. This is just a funny meme. I mean, guys, there were like memes and funny. I mean, it was crazy. So she basically gets canceled by everybody on Twitter, and she doesn't go back to Twitter. I think it was like the height of it was 2022.
Yeah, she hasn't tweeted
since 2022.
Right.
Even this, oh my God, I knew I hated her.
Oh dear.
So Black women everywhere band together and they're like, we're never going to buy your Goop products. Goop is so over. We don't like you. Get out of the way. And Gwyneth is like, okay, I can't win them all. Like, she didn't even try
She
to
didn't
like
care.
She never apologized. She didn't do anything. You know what she did? She got Russell Simmons, of all people. Russell Simmons. Can you explain Russell Simmons real fast?
I know he's out of the country because he doesn't want to get arrested for SH. I know that much.
Yeah.
I've actually met him in the Hamptons, and he's not that good of a guy, in my opinion. So Russell Simmons?
Yeah. Dream and Russell Simmons already did it, and now Nas is the latest to defend Gwyneth Paltrow's controversial N-word tweet.
You know what? Google the Dream. See his little background.
Exactly.
Come on.
Thank you. I would slap the S out of somebody for Gwyneth. Nas told CBS. She's the homie. She's cool. Gwyneth gets a pass.
Whoa.
So when Nas said that, it just caused more of a flurry. Black women doubled down, and you can go look on TikTok. This is easy to find. I don't need to like tell you guys. You can look for yourself and do your own research on this. But Gwyneth was basically shunned by Black women. So why are we not surprised that she was able to get Meghan Markle to her house in that short a time? Like, get some clothes on, put on your Cartier and ring, and get your ass over here. I need to look like I'm not beefing with a Black woman. That's what happened. Now, this is our opinion. We just give you guys the information and you can make up your own minds. This is a pop culture show. It's an opinion show. It's an entertainment show. Do whatever you want with this information. But in our opinion, Gwyneth did not want to start a beef with Meghan Markle because Meghan Markle is known for crying racism.
And if a member of his family will comfortably say, we've all had to deal with things that are rude. Rude and racist are not the same.
We also saw similarities between the beef of Blac Chyna and Kylie Jenner.
Just a quick background for people that don't know. There's a guy named Tyga, and he's dating a girl named Blac Chyna. And Tyga has been taken under the wing of Kanye West. So he's very close to the Kardashians. Kylie Jenner, who's 15 at the time, gets a little crush on Tyga. She invites Tyga to come perform at her, what was it, Sweet 16, I think?
It was Kendall's Sweet 16.
Oh, God.
Where
So
they
she
met.
was,
so she was like 15.
14 or
14,
15.
15.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. So,
and Blac Chyna's
there.
pregnant.
And she's pregnant.
She's pregnant with Tyga's
son.
baby.
So they have King, and they're thinking like, well, this family's so nice inviting us. Little do they know that Kylie is trying to get with Tyga, and Kris Jenner's fine with this.
Totally
like, she's
fine.
totally fine with this. She does not care that her underage girl is getting lip injections, boob jobs, and going with this older man. Who has a kid with another woman who's their friend. Has no problem with this. So long story short, Kylie ends up winning at the end. At 17, they start dating, and then he leaves Chyna.
Chyna then starts dating Kylie's brother, Rob.
Yes.
They then get pregnant. Now, Kylie gets major backlash over this, saying that you took her man and you don't like Black women. Well, what do you think Kris Jenner thought of that minute? She goes, the only way we're going to squash this is if you guys pose in my bathroom for a selfie.
Chyna did not want to do it.
No. And then Kylie puts it up and says, when we've been best friends the whole time.
Now, this literally back then broke the internet because this beef was huge. I mean, listen, celebrity beefs, they're awesome. We love them. Give us more. So when this happened, we were just like, it was worse than seeing Meghan sitting in the kitchen because our stomachs just went, because we had been defending Chyna for all this time. And we're like, Chyna just spit in our face.
Exactly. But not really. Did she spit in our face? No. We got to remember, after her and Kylie's brother Rob broke up, Chyna went on to start telling the truth. Chyna even sued the Kardashians with Kylie involved in that lawsuit. Listen, we believe this is all a PR stunt. Gwyneth was at the helm of it. She's in charge. She's way smarter than Meghan, that's for sure.
It's not like she follows Meghan on Instagram. I checked.
No. So there's no friendship there. It's not like we're going to be besties now. And now
Oh,
I'll
they
invite
got
you to all
us.
my Goop stuff. No. Gwyneth knew what she was doing. Okay?
Yeah.
It was a PR stunt.
This is so stupid.
It's plain. And you know what? Did you go through the Instagram comments of Gwyneth?
I have them right here.
Oh my God. Her latest post, the comments, they are brutal.
She lost a lot of followers.
A lot of followers. Some people are saying, sorry to Nikki, whose content will be flooded and tainted with Meghan talk. That's the gal who was on the podcast with her. It says, what a pity you kiss Meghan Markle's feet. You genuinely will understand when you wake up. You just got Markled. True. She told Oprah a dozen lies and you reward her? Clown face. Wow, disappointed in you. Unfollowed. The Meghan times Gwyneth gag. You not heard of the Meghan Markle curse? Too late. Interesting mass unfollow on your numbers. It's true. Her numbers went down big time. Time to Markle, Gwyneth, and Goop. Unfollowing now. You will not be popular after the video either, Markle. And then one person went, nope. Let me make a video of me in my kitchen and we'll make up a story and leak it. Then when it goes viral and everyone is talking about it, we'll have Meghan sitting at the table with me and we'll get a ton of press. This is below the bar even for you. I agree. A lot of people did the throw up emoji. It goes on from there.
Now, you know, Gwyneth made a huge mistake because if it had been anyone else like Kourtney Kardashian, it would have been forgivable.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the problem. People do not like elder abuse.
No.
We're just not cool with it. And Gwyneth, I don't think understood the gravity of having her on there and how toxic she is. By Gwyneth having her, it's not going to stop Politico from calling her a narcissist. It's not going to stop Vanity Fair and The Hollywood Reporter from reporting that she's a bully. It's not going to stop all the New Year's lists putting her as the #1 hated celebrity next to Diddy every year. I don't know what Gwyneth was thinking, and this is a perfect way to tank a brand because this is the problem, Gwyneth. Black women don't like you. So if any Sussex squatties come out or any woman of color comes out now and says they like you just because you had Meghan Markle sitting in your kitchen, obviously is a plant of Meghan, because we made this decision a long time ago that people just weren't cool with it. What you wrote, you never apologized, and it wasn't cool. Now, luckily for me, I was dumb enough to order that Goop bundle.
I know.
However, Goop has a very excellent return policy. I was like, am I going to have to wait to get it and then have to return it?
Right.
No, this is the thing. If it hasn't shipped yet, you can cancel the order. So luckily, it had only been like 12 hours from the time I ordered it, hadn't shipped. So I just canceled the order. But if you did order anything from Goop and it did ship, just keep your order number and they let you return it very easily.
Thanks for that, Gwyneth.
Yes. And just one thing before we get to send to Bali, because we have to cover it because not everyone has Instagram. Oh, God.
Oh.
I did not need to see that yesterday.
What is that?
I know. I mean, I'm not going to be crass on here, but you know what it looks like. God, it's so gross.
It looks like the last scene from Silence of the Lambs, the sequel.
Yeah.
And they're like eating, and then Ray Liotta, his like,
oh, the brains.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh.
It looks like something like Anthony Hopkins would have as a moose bouche.
Looks like a diva cup to me, but
Jesus, Nance.
She really has nothing but this jam, I think. Because I mean, this was today.
It's a lot of jam.
It's a lot of freaking jam. I don't.
Well, it never sold, so
Yeah.
it's probably just stocked up. It's like in our song, the Boyz II Men song, when we say you got stuff on the shelves.
Oh man! So I just wanted to show you guys that she's pushing the jam. This Gwyneth thing is just gonna
it's gonna go downhill. No one's gonna care anymore.
Yeah.
No one's gonna defend Gwyneth.
No,
I started liking her, and now I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, you lost me.
Yeah.
You lost me.
And the squatties that are defending her, are you going to defend her for saying the N-word and pissing off all those black women back then?
Yeah, she pulled.
How are you going to do that?
She pulled a Khloe Kardashian. That's all she did.
Black baby. Hashtag fact. My baby is black. Hashtag I only like black. That's what I would say. I want to get called as a lover all day long. Who the cares?
I mean, this is the thing about Meghan and her circle, her mom and Meghan hanging out with Ellen and Ellen hanging out with the Kardashians.
Oprah.
They do not care as long as they can get something out of it. Meghan does not care about racism. She does not care about you. She wouldn't be hanging out with the Kardashians and all those people if she did. She would not even touch Gwyneth Paltrow. If she put Black women first.
Khloe Kardashian said the N-word. Period. Okay?
Kim Kardashian was trying to speculate the skin tone of her daughter with Kanye so she can get a matching stroller for her.
I want to send it to Kanye. I've got to see what skin tone my child is before I can...
Your kid's gonna be black.
It'll be a variation of a skin tone.
No.
So I'm just trying to see what colors will look good.
Are you blind,
Yeah.
Meghan? Are you blind and deaf?
Yes. Okay, let's get to Harry. And, you know, this took me by surprise yesterday. I was shocked when I saw this. I'm just going to read it. Again, this is a very fluid story. And we don't have all the facts. We don't know.
Okay, we know he stepped down.
We know
he stepped down from the charity that he was so invested in.
Yeah. Devastated Prince Harry leaves his own charity in solidarity with board. The Duke of Sussex and his co-founder, Prince Seeiso of Lesotho, have stepped down as patrons of Sentebale after trustees quit over a dispute with the new chair. The Duke of Sussex has made the devastating decision to resign from his charity Sentebale amid unthinkable infighting in the organization. Prince Harry, who established the African charity in 2006 before he met Meghan, has quit in solidarity with his co-founder and the entire board of trustees after the relationship between the charity's trustees and the chair of the board broke down beyond repair, creating an untenable situation. The person they're having the infighting with is the woman that Meghan wasn't very nice to at that polo thing.
Yeah.
Let's just all remember that video.
Trophy video.
I mean, what the hell was that?
That's Meghan.
Yeah. In an extraordinary joint statement, which is yet to be officially released, Harry and his co-founder, Prince Seeiso of Lesotho, wrote, "What's transpired is unthinkable. We are in shock that we have to do this. Sentebale, which means forget-me-not, is in a state of crisis, and the Times understands that it is now the subject of a charity commission investigation." While they're at it, why don't they investigate African parks?
They probably will now.
Yeah. Today is no different. With heavy hearts, we have resigned from our roles as patrons of the organization until further notice, in support of solidarity with the board of trustees who have had to do the same. It is devastating that the relationship between the charity's trustees and the chair of the board broke down beyond repair, creating an untenable situation. Last night, a spokesman for Sentebale said that the charity had carried out a restructuring of its board as confirmation of its strategy to redeploy senior roles to be proximate to most of the team and programs in Southern Africa. It is understood that the row is centered around the chair of the board of trustees and the decision to focus fundraising largely in Africa. Now, this is when it gets interesting. Sophie Chandauka, I hope I'm saying
Just
that
say
right.
Sophie from now on.
I will.
Or Dr. Sophie.
Dr. Sophie. A Zimbabwe-born lawyer was appointed to the post last year, is understood to be suing the trustees after they questioned whether she was best placed to chair the board. Siding with the departing trustees, the prince's statement said these trustees acted in the best interest of the charity in asking the chair to step down, while keeping the well-being of staff in mind. In turn, she sued the charity to remain in this voluntary position, further underscoring the broken relationship. We thank all the trustees for their service over the years and are truly heartbroken they've had to follow through with this act. So it goes on like this. Like we said, this is a fluid story. Everybody's like upset, but then we get to Dr. Sophie's statement, and this is when it gets cray-cray. Dr. Sophie, chair of Sentebale, has issued a statement through The Guardian. "Everything I do at Sentebale is in pursuit of the integrity of the organization, its mission, and the young people we serve. My actions are guided by the principles of fairness and equitable treatment for all, regardless of social status or financial means. There are people in this world who behave as though they are above the law and mistreat people, and then play the victim card and use the very press they disdain to harm people who have the courage to challenge their conduct. Looks like we got another Justin Baldoni on our hands. This is wonderful. I like that, you know, the little people are finally standing up to the big guys. You know, it's like yesterday, Sussex Squad was like, Gwyneth, turn on you guys. Like, no, guys, we're about to give you some receipts that was not the flex you thought it was. Discerning readers will ask themselves, why would the chair of the board report her own trustees to the Charity Commission? Why would the High Court of England and Wales hear her case and issue an emergency injunction to prevent the same trustees from removing her as the chair of the board? Well, because beneath all the victim narrative and fiction that has been syndicated to press is the story of a woman who dared to blow the whistle about issues of poor governance, weak executive management, abuse of power, bullying, harassment, misogyny noir. I've never heard of that one before. And the cover-up that ensued. Wow. And there she is with a picture of Harry over at that polo thing that we all remember. This is a wild story. And again, in the UK right now, it's like the #1 story. It's got everybody talking. A lot of people were like, well, did Gwyneth do this? Did Meghan do this? Because they were trying to cover this up. They can try covering it up all they want, but I don't think this is going away. This is just the tip of the iceberg. She's a lawyer. So, you know, obviously she knows what she's doing. She's not going to do something frivolous. It really doesn't surprise me because anytime Harry is involved, anytime Meg is involved, I mean, even with Archewell, it's all about hierarchy and elitism. So finally somebody is fighting back and we don't know who is right and who is wrong. We have no idea. We're not accusing Harry and the board of trustees of any of the things that Dr. Sophie accused them of, but this is very interesting. So
It wouldn't surprise me though, because Harry doesn't like to work. So for her to come out and just be like, listen, people are not above the law and you need to start showing, you know, what you can do. And you can't just show up to board meetings and then be like, I'm Prince Harry.
Yeah, exactly. And she was probably talking about all the members of the board too, not just Prince Harry, but that was very specific.
Like,
when she
get
says,
your hands dirty.
Yeah, you can't complain about the press and then use the press.
Yeah, call them up on the phone.
Yeah, and say, oh, well, we're resigning because of this environment stuff, and not let her give, you know, her 2 cents or anything. I mean, that's classic Harry and Meghan right there, thinking that they're above the law and they're entitled.
They like to intimidate people, and it's not going to work anymore.
Not going to work. Sorry. This thing is shady.
It just
AF,
sounds
man.
like Harry and the prince, the other guy who founded it, have been throwing money at the situation for the last 20 years. Yeah. And now it's kind of like, okay, that's not going to work anymore. You need to step down and the board needs to step down and we need to restructure this charity. That's what it sounds like to me, but that's my opinion.
Or it could just be, you know, Occam's razor where you just, you know, it's the obvious where Meghan really did piss that woman off at the polo match.
Yeah, she's doing all this because of the trophy.
I'm joking. That's a joke.
It's not true.
It's a joke, Sussex Squad. Get over yourselves. Today's animal rescue is Idaho Animal Rescue Network. They rescue animals from cruelty and neglect while advocating for better animal welfare across Idaho. Understanding that very few rescues in Idaho collaborated directly with the law enforcement on cruelty investigations, they formed to create a proactive team on focusing on tackling animal cruelty. These guys are doing the hard work. They're doing the heavy lifting. So all we have to do is show them a little love, share them with friends and family, put the word out. We're going to put their link in the description box below. Thank you so much, you guys. You are making such a huge difference.
All right, guys. Well, geez, you know what I just realized? I need a haircut. It's way too long.
I'm growing mine out.
Really?
Yeah, I liked how long my hair was during the pandemic. It made my face look slimmer.
Things were so much better back then.
No, it just made my face look slimmer.
Yeah, but you got to be careful because
no,
it's going to get too long then and people are going to like,
what?
I don't know. It's just get, well, you want Princess Catherine long?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Well, I'm going to get a haircut probably
okay
later today. I got to call my my salon and see if they're taking me in today.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we love you guys. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.